from my group number 7, on the history of early childhood in Jamaica. Now in Jamaica, early childhood education is delivered through community-operated based schools, government infant schools, and infant department in the primary and all age schools, and kindergarten development. And these institutions, we said early childhood education, are owned basically by proprietary schools. Now in Jamaica, early childhood education includes the basics, infant and privately operated preschoolers. Now the age for that is ranged between 1 to 6 years old. Now the government of Jamaica began the support for the government of the early childhood education care in the year 1942. And there are 2,595 early childhood institutions. Now the Jamaican government, administered through the Ministry of Education, Youth and Sports and Culture, it states that 1,921 recognized basic schools, 147 unrecognized basic schools, 402 daycare centers, 29 government infant schools, 83 government infants departments, and 5 special education institutions offered by early education. Of these, we have 183 are not recognized by the government, 401 are daycare centers, approximately 100 are infant schools, and 5 are special education schools which offer early childhood care. The enrollment rate between the age of 4 and 6 years is 62%, one of the highest rates in the region. Thank you, and now I have my colleague Morvino will continue.
Thank you, Glenda. Good day, everyone. My name is Ravina Ganesh. I'm going to present the evolution of Jamaica's early childhood education and 12 strategies to facilitate the needs of nursery-age children. Early Childhood Commission in Jamaica has overall responsibility for child development from birth to 8 years. They have developed an integrated approach to gathering all policies, standards, and regulations relating to early childhood care, education, and child development. In order for the early childhood sector to improve, the ECCE have created a series of regional certification fairs to get all the country's early childhood institutions to adhere to 12 operating standards. These strategies included the characteristics and improvement of trained teachers and staff, the developmental and educational programs, interactions with the children, the physical environment, indoor and outdoor equipment, the health, nutrition, and safety of children, the child's right, the child's protection and equality in the classroom, interactions with parents and community members, administration, and finances. Thank you everyone for listening.
And now I now go on up to my part where I'm going to demonstrate how Piaget, cognitive development, and Vygotsky, socio-culture development has influenced the way preschool teachers do their teaching method now within the school. I'm going to demonstrate a short activity which is going to be led by a little friend, which is Dante, because this activity can be student-led or it could be teacher-led. So little Dante is going to lead off the activity with us this afternoon. Right, Dante?
On the river. Panabong. I'm Christopher. Aaron. I said to them.
Go ahead again.
Boy, on the river. Just too long.
Alright, so this interaction game in the river on the bank helps the children to follow instruction. It helps them to walk along with their peers and to sort out situations. This is how it's being done, part of it in the preschool method now, teaching some of it. So thank you. I now hand over to my other colleague who will continue the battle for us.
Good afternoon, my fellow colleagues. Here I present to you 5 benefits to be derived by parents, the community, and other stakeholders in having early childhood centers or school in the community. First, there is an increase in vocabulary development and cognitive abilities. Early childhood education helps children increase their vocabulary, connecting words and their meaning. It has lasting benefit, showing increasing cognitive abilities by understanding both concrete and abstract thoughts. Second, behavioral and social improvement. Children exposed to early childhood education can be more prepared to interact with adults and other children and understand what's socially appropriate in the home, classroom, and public places. Third, improve attention span. Early childhood programs maximize the opportunity for discovery of new experiences while maintaining a balance with the ability to listen, participate in group tasks, follow directions, and work independently, all of which develop the vital life skills of concentration. Fourth, enthusiasm for lifelong learning. Children who receive quality early education are reported more confident and curious. They learn to manage challenges, build resilience in time of difficulties, and settle easily at school to reap the benefits of education faster and acquire a long-term interest in learning different life skills. Last but not least, economic benefits for the community. Early childhood education not only directly benefits the child and the family, but the community at large. Children who are educated early are less likely to need special education and more likely to finish high school and college. All this adds to economic vitality of workforce and health of the community at large. I thank you for a listening ear and now pass you over to my teammate Ria as she do her presentation.
Thank you, Vonda. Good day, everyone. My name is Ria Quilo Mohammed, and I will be bringing to you today the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago and its early childhood education system. A brief history. In 1990, Trinidad and Tobago signed the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, or UNESCO's Education for All initiative. UNESCO's Education for All initiative was based on the belief that every citizen has a right to benefit from quality education. It was mostly geared toward vulnerable and disadvantaged children. Policies were set in place for this initiative. Some of them were the Education Policy Paper, set 1993 to 2003, the Education for All Paper, that was done in 2000, and the National Model for Education in 2007. These policies were set and early childhood education was included in all. Infrastructure. In 2006, 160 early childhood care and education centers were built by the government of Trinidad and Tobago. A memorandum of understanding was signed between the government of Trinidad and Tobago and the nominational boards agreeing to the provision of land for construction of ECCE centers as an incentive. Early childhood centers were established in more rural areas to provide for underprivileged families. The use of child-sized furniture, washroom facilities, and storage are all utilized inside. Staff training. Qualifications required to teach in ECCE centers is a bachelor degree of education. Previously, teachers did not have to have this qualification, but government, in order to provide quality education, has now made it a prerequisite. Teachers' assistants are required to have 5 academic subjects and ECCE certification. Continuation of qualification is not compulsory, but an incentive is provided through the GATE program by government. Although not compulsory, teachers can voluntarily continue their certification through the GATE program in order to gain promotions as well. Workshops were held in 2006 to guide teachers on new practices for ECCE centers. The ministry also conducts workshops for further training throughout the year. Curriculum. In 2006, a draft National Early Childhood Care and Education curriculum was formed. Private institutions were also required to adapt to the curriculum guide. No longer are lessons teacher-directed. The ministry wanted to implement a more child-centered approach rather than teacher-directed lesson plans. The use of themes, projects, and learning centers were adapted to the new style of teaching at ECCE centers. An inclusion policy was also promoted to ensure the education of children with special needs.